Hi everyone, Unfiltered here. Let's take a look at the Supcase cases for the Fold 7. Now, even though I have a lot of colors here, they only have two different types of cases. Let's first take a look at the Supcase Grip. This one is definitely the bigger one out of the two, and that all has to do with the hinge protection. It's just huge in comparison to the UB Pro. I think they only made it this big because of the integrated kickstand, which is nice and will be able to let you set it down, fold it open normally. While on the UB Pro, the fold would have to be angled. It's also nice as a grip when it's folded open. It does have a little bit of play when it's closed, which I dislike. They should have made it so that it clicks into place. That just would have been better, I think. On the sides, it does feature some added grips, but overall speaking, I would still prefer the UB Pro when talking grippiness. It's just a slight difference in shape and material that it uses to achieve that, which has me leaning into the UB Pro direction. Now, what's awesome about the grip is that it features MagSafe, which is just something I personally use a ton. And it's also very strong on this case. So it won't fly off your car holder and accessories won't fly off the phone either. On the bottom, the USB-C port is a little bit sharp-ish. It's just not done as nicely as last year in my opinion. The case itself is fitted very nicely. It's just the usual two-piece design here, and it does make use of several stickers, but I'd say overall it does not really need it. As in, the front won't bump off easily without stickers, and that's great. As far as the thickness, it's like 1/3 bigger than the phone itself, which is acceptable, especially considering how much protection you gain with these. But I just feel like the hinge protector is too big on this one, but I guess that's subjective. The UB Pro also has a two-piece design like we're used to with the Fold models, and indeed it does also have the top, bottom and thin piece sticker along the sides. I'd say they don't need either though, so it's really only extra, which is a good sign. The case itself is fitted nicely too. You can really feel it click into place, which is something that's just not always the case, especially with the fronts. So good job, Supcase. Now, what surprised me the most actually is that even though the UB Pro is known for being bulky, here it's actually relatively thin compared to what I've seen so far. I think the lines and sculpted body make it look and feel thinner than if it were just the flat design there. And you can notice this in other parts of the case as well, like the camera bump, which is good but relatively flat compared to the usual ones on the UB Pros, as that case is usually a lot thicker and it makes use of that thickness. I'm also glad to say that the camera bump wobble is nearly gone with these cases. Not entirely gone, but a lot better. The hinge protection is also a lot thinner than on the UB Grip, which could be a selling point if you want that protection, but not so much of the bulk. Something else I absolutely like is the fact that the material right next to the fingerprint sensor is 100% flat, which makes using that sensor just that bit nicer, as it really gives more room to use it there. Of course, it also features that kickstand design on the backplate, which is very stable while using, but only works when the phone is tilted to one side. The case does come with an integrated screen protector front. Usually not a big fan of those. On the iPhone, they gave the option to have just the edge or the edge with the screen protector. Sadly here though, that's not an option. It does have that uncomfortable USB-C port problem too, which is now sadly on both models. It's not horrible, but it could be better. Other than that, they look great, aren't too bulky, and give a lot of protection.